One final letter sent from the depths of the Amazon jungle. Then complete silence. In 1925, legendary explorer Percy Fawcett, his son, and a young companion ventured into the heart of the Amazon, chasing the dream of discovering a lost city, the mysterious City of Z. But from that moment on, they vanished without a trace. No one knows what happened. Were they killed? Did they choose to disappear? Or did they find something humanity was never meant to uncover? This isn't just a tale of disappearance. It's a journey into one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century, where the line between reality and legend fades in the thick mist of the jungle. Are you ready to follow in the footsteps of Percy Fawcett's final expedition? Welcome to The Lost City of Z and the Mystery That Was Never Solved. In the early 20th century, the world entered a golden age of archaeological exploration. Humanity was relentlessly unveiling the past through a string of sensational discoveries. The Hittite civilization in the Middle East was confirmed, the Minoan palaces on Crete were unearthed, and Egypt's Valley of the Kings continued to reveal Pharaoh's mysterious tombs. In South America, pre-Columbian ruins such as Machu Picchu began to captivate scholars and Western adventurers alike. Against this backdrop, the name Percy Harrison Fawcett emerged as one of the era's most remarkable explorers and archaeologists. Born August 18, 1867, in Brighton, England, Fawcett came from a distinguished but impoverished aristocratic family. His father, Edward Boyd Fawcett, was a passionate adventurer and a member of the Royal Geographical Society, yet he squandered the family fortune and left significant debts. His mother, Myra Elizabeth, belonged to the upper class but suffered misfortune after the family's decline. Despite financial setbacks, Fawcett inherited a spirit of adventure, independence, and curiosity from his upbringing. Fawcett received his education at Newton Abbot Proprietary College, a prestigious private school, before attending the Royal Military Academy at Woolwich. There, he received rigorous training in military science, engineering, and cartography, skills that would later form the backbone of his surveying and exploration career. In 1886, Fawcett joined the Royal Artillery and was posted to colonial Hong Kong, Malta, and Ceylon, now Sri Lanka. His competence earned him a promotion to captain in 1897. Though his military career was stable, Fawcett was not content. Driven by a deep passion for nature, geography, and uncharted lands, he resigned in 1910 to become a professional explorer. He went on to serve as a cartographer for the Royal Geographical Society, a demanding but exhilarating role that led him into dense jungles, unexplored borders, and ultimately into a series of fateful Amazon expeditions. Percy Fawcett's Amazon journey began in 1906 when the Royal Geographical Society, RGS, assigned him the challenging task of mapping the Brazil-Bolivia border. At that time, the boundary between the two nations remained ill-defined, and precise mapping was vital to resolve territorial disputes. His assignment led him through untamed lands fraught with danger, wild animals, disease, and unfriendly native tribes. Rather than being deterred, he became enchanted by the Amazon's raw beauty, enigmatic atmosphere, and immense archaeological potential. Thus, Amazonia became Fawcett's lifelong passion. Following that initial mission, Fawcett led more extensive expeditions. In 1908, he mapped the headwaters of the Rio Verde, a major Amazon tributary. 2 years later, in 1910, he turned his attention to the Heath River region, documenting its geography, ecology, and the isolated communities there. These expeditions honed his survival and mapping skills in harsh conditions and inspired a bold hypothesis that a forgotten ancient civilization lay hidden within the Amazon. In 1911, alongside his close friend Henry Costin, Fawcett embarked on a pivotal expedition. It was during this journey that he began to develop his audacious theory: the existence of a lost ancient city deep in the Mato Grosso jungle of Brazil. He referred to this place cryptically as Z. To Fawcett, Z wasn't mere legend or myth. It was the remains of a real, advanced civilization, potentially rivaling the Maya or Inca. Fawcett's City of Z theory rested significantly on a historical document known as Manuscript 512, written in 1753. Compiled by a group of Bandeirantes Portuguese treasure hunters, it recounted their discovery of an abandoned city deep in the forest. They described it as having paved roads, sculpted statues, stone columns with hieroglyphs, and structures that matched the grandeur of contemporary European cities. For Fawcett, this manuscript provided the strongest evidence that Z truly existed. Remarkably, at that time, the idea of a lost city was not implausible. In 1911, the same year Fawcett conceived his theory, the American archaeologist Hiram Bingham publicly unveiled Machu Picchu, the Inca city high in the Andes. That discovery reinforced Fawcett's belief that the Amazon could indeed harbor undiscovered wonders. However, his pursuits were abruptly interrupted by a global catastrophe, World War I. When war erupted in 1914, Fawcett paused his explorations to serve his country. He rejoined the army and commanded an artillery unit in the bloody trenches of Flanders. His bravery and leadership did not go unnoticed. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Order in 1917 and promoted to lieutenant colonel in 1918. In 1920, after a failed expedition due to severe fever, Fawcett was forced to return to England to recover and seek additional funding. Despite the setback, he never abandoned his belief in the existence of the lost city of Z. During his time in London, he gained the support of a group of private investors, believed to be part of a mysterious organization known as the Glove. These individuals were intrigued by the prospect of an unknown civilization and agreed to finance his fateful journey. Unlike his previous expeditions, this time Fawcett did not go alone. He brought along his eldest son, Jack Fawcett, a strong, intelligent, and enthusiastic young man, and Jack's close friend, Raleigh Rimmel. The inclusion of his son and his son's friend revealed that this was not merely a scientific mission, but also a family adventure, a legacy quest that Fawcett truly believed would succeed. Before departure, Fawcett left behind an unusual instruction. He asked that if his team went missing, no search and rescue missions should be launched. This request surprised and even alarmed many, as it went against common safety protocols for expeditions. It either reflected his readiness for an extremely dangerous journey, or his belief that outside interference could jeopardize the mission's objective. The expedition departed from London and arrived in Cuiabá, a remote inland town in Brazil, in 1925. There, they hired 2 native laborers, purchased horses, mules, and 2 hunting dogs. On April 20, 1925, the group officially left Cuiabá and ventured into the Amazon rainforest, a place where few white men had ever returned alive. Along the way, Fawcett continued to send letters detailing the journey. The last letter he sent to his wife was dated May 29, 1925, from a location he called Dead Horse Camp. In the letter, he stated that the group was preparing to enter uncharted territory and expressed great optimism. There was no indication in the letter of any fear or suspicion about what was to come. After that final letter, Fawcett, Jack, and Rimmel vanished without a trace. No signs, no witnesses, no messages. They disappeared into the jungle, leaving behind one of the greatest mysteries in 20th century exploration history. After Percy Fawcett and his companions, his son Jack and Raleigh Rimmel, vanished in the Amazon jungle in 1925, numerous theories emerged attempting to explain their mysterious fate. Despite many search parties over the following decades, no conclusive evidence has ever been found to determine what truly happened to the expedition. Below are some of the most debated theories. killed by indigenous tribes. This is the earliest and most widely accepted theory, based on the fact that Fawcett's group ventured deep into territory inhabited by uncontacted indigenous tribes. In 1927, explorer George Miller Dietz claimed that Fawcett had been killed by the Aloik tribe, known for their hostility. However, Dietz failed to provide any concrete evidence. No bodies, no witnesses, and none of Fawcett's personal belongings were found. His claims were quickly questioned by scholars. In 1951, a more sensational claim came from Brazilian explorer Orlando Vilas Boas. He stated that he had recovered a skeleton in the Amazon jungle, which he believed to be Fawcett's remains. Vilas Boas cited members of the Kalapalo tribe, who allegedly confessed to killing 3 strangers who trespassed on their land or behaved inappropriately. However, later analysis confirmed the skeleton was not Fawcett's. Moreover, a Kalapalo elder denied the accusation, stating they had never harmed the expedition and respected Fawcett for his respectful demeanor and non-threatening conduct. Given Fawcett's well-known respect for indigenous cultures, he learned their languages and avoided confrontation. Many experts consider the likelihood of his murder by natives to be low. Murdered by bandits. Another theory posits that Fawcett's group was attacked by robbers or criminals in the forest, possibly due to valuables or misunderstandings. At the time, the Amazon was a haven for outlaws fleeing Brazilian authorities, and such individuals were known for their violent tendencies. In 1979, a noteworthy detail revived interest in this theory. A ring confirmed to belong to Fawcett was found in a Brazilian pawnshop. This suggested that he or someone in his party might have been killed and robbed, with their belongings sold. However, no one knows for certain how the ring ended up there, or whether Fawcett had even taken it into the jungle or left it behind. While suspicious, the ring alone was not definitive proof of anything. Intentional disappearance. One of the more bizarre and lesser-known theories is that Fawcett deliberately disappeared, rather than dying or getting lost. According to this view, he sought to escape modern society and create a secret utopian community inspired by mystical ideals. Fawcett had been influenced by esoteric movements like theosophy, a blend of philosophy, religion, and speculative science. His brother, Douglas Fawcett, was a devoted follower, and Percy himself showed interest in metaphysical concepts, extraterrestrial beings, and lost ancient wisdom. His instruction not to send a rescue party deepened suspicions that he might have planned to vanish and start a hidden life in the jungle. However, there is no physical evidence to support this theory, and the idea becomes even less convincing, considering he brought his son and his son's friend. Could he have realistically convinced them both to abandon civilization and disappear forever? Perished from natural causes. A more grounded theory is that the group died due to accidents or the harsh conditions of the Amazon. The rainforest is one of the most dangerous environments on Earth, filled with venomous snakes, disease-carrying mosquitoes, floods, predators, and the constant risk of getting lost. Just one mistake, like an injury, spoiled food supplies, or drinking contaminated water, could quickly lead to death. Since Fawcett's group was small, with limited manpower and supplies, they could easily have succumbed to exhaustion, illness, or a fatal accident, only to be buried by nature without a trace. The disappearance of Percy Fawcett, his son Jack, and their friend Raleigh Rimmel remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in the history of exploration. Nearly a century later, no one knows exactly what happened after they ventured into the Amazon in 1925. No solid evidence, no witnesses, and no one ever returned to tell the tale. Yet it is this very ambiguity that has turned Fawcett's story into legend. His theory of a forgotten ancient city named Z, combined with the wild and perilous beauty of the Amazon, has captivated archaeologists and the public alike for decades. This is not just a tale of geographical exploration, but a symbol of humanity's longing to reach the unknown, to push beyond our limits, and to pursue a dream, no matter the cost. For that reason, Percy Fawcett's name lives on as an enduring emblem of mystery, resilience, and the undying quest for answers beyond the edge of the map.